Oh my word, how do I do this? Yo, hi, I see somebody's already there. I'm busy struggling with my um, technical things. And hello, Molweni. Why did you come early? I was like, okay, let me quickly go and a minute before so I can prepare and be ready. But now you're already here. But it's all good. If I had some beautiful Mbogoto music, I would be rocking it right now. Um, it's always good to acknowledge the ancestors that gave birth to me. Omia ogcwanini sibewu salakulandelwa uvezi henqwa saliwa malebomvu ubhinqele ehlangene umfazi obelethwa ngisela ngapheshe komnanjani uGcaga uGqokashe uManzandonga uMambathane uMamXesibe Machaya noMamJwarha. Thank you that I am here. My name is Nontsikelelo Maswai. I'm woman, and I speak from the place of being a woman, and I celebrate being a woman. And happy Women's Day to all my sisters all over the world, especially the African sisters. I have this. I'm ambassador for Women for Change, which is an NGO for GBV issues, and whenever they introduce me, obviously the all the ambassadors are all colors of the rainbow, but whenever they introduce me, they are always specific that this is Nziki Mazwai, our ambassador specifically for African women. So I represent the Black girl, I speak for the Black girl, and I celebrate the Black girl. I think that the other girls have got enough people to celebrate them. And whenever I speak, I want to know if I want every Black girl to know that I'm actually speaking to you directly, not the other girls. Just to you. So last year, I'm sorry about the round light that goes off my glasses, but I'm also blind, so I can't take off the glasses because I do have notes because we want to um, unpack issues, and I wanted us to remember all the issues. So excuse the, but I will try to keep positioning myself in a way that it's not distracting. So in last year's conversation, we spoke about GBV. There seemed to be a lot of energy and culmination of events that led to GBV being the hot topic and women's topic of last year. Uh, this year, I wanted to address where we are. I mean, with the GBV issues, we should acknowledge some of our small strides that we did make. I think, for an example, we have managed to get men more involved in the conversation around GBV, around rape apologists, around being man enough to call it out, even though it's not all the men and it's not popular yet, but the good guys who are amongst the men somewhere are starting to use their voices and coming together with women to call out GBV. So for me, I think that is definitely something that we can celebrate. And I think that one of our successes was also that it became apparent that we as women are here, we exist, we are clear, and we are willing to use our voices to make sure that we are safe. Um, I think when we saw each other, even on the social media campaigns, stepping up and with Sue Us All and with all the different Me Too campaigns, it became clear that the feminine energy exists and it wants to be heard and it's here to change the dynamics. So there was a lot of ruffling of feathers last year. And I think that the woman's voice was coherent and it was clear. And I think that it's a victory that now, moving forward, men know that when they step out of line, we will talk about it. It will come onto social media. We will actually use our voices. So I think that's a victory. I think that it deters predators. There's less likelihood of people getting away with things knowing that they're going to be held accountable. I think one of the, I mean, it's not a success, but one of the things that came through that we learned was that actually the judiciary doesn't work for victims. So, I mean, even though it's bad news, it's always good to know where you stand with something so that you can know what you're going to do about it. So, I think that it was clear to us that victims don't have a judiciary and that the judiciary is more lenient towards men. So, I think that's a good lesson to learn. And we also managed to make rape culture a buzzword, you know? We managed to kind of put it out in the light. All the stuff that's been happening in the dark, we've managed to put it out into the light and be like, you, like, you're being rapey, you know? And these are conversations we've always wanted to have. These are voices that we've always had inside our heads where men have been rapey around us and said all these weird things. Um, and we've just kind of stomached it. But now we are a generation of women that is like, oh my God, that is so rapey. Oh my God, you are not going to do that around me, you know? So it's a victory that we are learning how to set boundaries. That's actually a huge victory. The fact that we are the generation of women who is learning how to set boundaries with men and to be like, okay, this is how you're going to treat me. I don't like this. I don't like that. And whether people are whining about cancel culture and mob justice or what, the woman feminine energy is just sitting there smug, going, it's not my problem. If you don't want to be canceled, then stop being rapey. Like, it's as simple as that. It's not my problem. So people can complain all they want about cancel culture, but we call it accountability culture, and it's actually a small victory for women's liberation. The fact that women can now use their voices and be like, ladies, Mang Mang is rapey, get away from there. Then we're all going, oh my God, he's rapey, oh my God. So that that guy will stop being rapey. So for me, nice one, ladies. Um, yeah, and I was just saying the last victory, well, the last success was that we learned that we actually stand up for each other. We are often taught that women don't stand up for each other. Women are their worst enemies, what. But it's such a lie. The I believe hashtag shows that it's actually a lie. It shows that women actually do stand up for each other. So for me, reflecting on last year's GBV lecture, um, I think that's what I've learned over the year, that we do actually stand up for each other. So now we move on to 2021. Who are the women we are now? What is the new narrative? Who is this woman we're becoming? How do we survive in this new environment that we've kind of fucked with? And how do we now move? Because it's chess, right? So the women are making their moves right now. It's that we're in that generation and era where it's women who are making the move. So what do we do with all that power? I found that a lot in the past, we've managed to produce good girls and women who achieve, but we've never managed to get them onto the platforms that they deserve. So even when you look at leadership conversations, um, there's never a woman being considered for leadership. Uh, so how do we navigate this? For me, this lecture was more about how how do we take up space Um, how do we maintain our mental health in this toxic patriarchal system where you will know that you're the best woman for the job, but a man will get it? How do you survive that? Because that kind of is our reality, you know. So, and how do we push back? What are the things that can empower us? So for me, I felt like there's a lot of external things that we keep unpacking and talking about. And I think this year I wanted to speak about the internal environment. Um, there's a lot of chaos happening in the world right now, a lot of chaos, whether be it politically, be it in our personal lives, be it in health, be it in our finances. You know, there's just a lot of turbulence and insecurity happening. So, whenever there's a lot of chaos, one of the laws of power is to just be small, like make yourself small in that all that chaos. So we are in a time and space where there's a lot of chaos happening. So how do we pull our energy back into ourselves so that what is happening around us does not impact the us? How do we work on the me, you know, in all these changing times? Um, because after this chaos, there's going to be a stillness. And who are you going to have harnessed yourself to be? Who is the meanest? So this is that time during all this conflict and chaos and Phoenix massacre and Mang and what and drama and what. This is the time to go inside ourselves. So that's where we're going to uh, be about in today's lecture. So I just want to get to my notes. What is our new narrative? Who are the women we are to become? And how do we navigate ourselves in this deeply patriarchal society that has been created for us by the media, by society standards, or by culture? You know, a lot of our culture that has evolved over the years has been very oppressive towards us. So, how do we? Today is about mind, body, and spirit. Since there's so much chaos going on around us, how do we get inside ourselves so that we are strong enough to just keep it cool and keep calm and allow all this chaos to be happening so that when everything comes down, we stand up? So, I wanted to talk about the mind. Um, what are you doing with your mind? Are you conscious of the fact that your mind is a computer that's working 24/7 and that's taking information all the time? And are you conscious of the fact that as human beings, usually, mostly talk negatively towards ourselves? Mostly. It's just our default position. So, are you aware that you need to be conscious of that so that your self talk is creating a positive body image of you for you? Um, I hope you guys are hearing me because uh, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys are readers and you research your information and you know that the mind is just a sponge. It just takes in, it just takes in. So when you're like, oh my God, that was so stupid of me to do that, the mind is like, oh, okay, I'm stupid. Oh, okay, I'm stupid. So the more you speak to yourself about how fabulous you are and how great you are, and you speak abundance into your life, the more you can control the amount of abundance that's coming into your life. So this is a time for you to now start concentrating on your thoughts and what you think about yourself do you even know yourself? You know, the other day I did a exercise where I was like, okay, I want to write 100 things that I love about myself, and it's actually damn hard. I think I got up to like 30 or something, and I think that's even a lot, because like for most of us, like to get up to even five is like, we need to know. Oh, sorry guys. We need to know who we are in order um to amplify what we bring into the world. So you could be sitting on a gold mine, but because you don't know yourself, you haven't applied your mind into who you are, opportunities pass you by. So for me, I was just saying, take care of your mind. What's happening in your mind? What are you telling your mind? You're gonna have to be conscious. This is what they say when they're saying be conscious. They just mean that all the time, because our minds, we're always our minds are always talking, minding their own business. You'll just be sitting here, your mind is now going off on this journey, whatever. So you need to learn how to control your mind, um, so that it doesn't go on journeys that are scary for you, because that's the reality it's going to create. So when they say you are what you think, that's real. So whatever you think the outcome is going to be, that's what it's going to be. That's why if you can control what it is in your mind, what the outcome you want it to be, then you're going to get that outcome. You should try this trick. If you've got something that you need to do and that's a little bit scary for you, try repeating this mantra. Everything's going to work out perfectly for me. This is going to go better than I expect. Everything's going to work out. Repeat it like 20 times just before this moment. And yes, Bob, everything will work out perfectly for you and things will go better than you expect, because once you've told your mind what's going to happen, that's exactly what happens. So we are the women who are now going to be conscious of our minds and conscious of what we want and conscious of what we're doing, conscious of our choices. Um, the whole baby daddy thing, Can we be conscious of the kind of men we choose for ourselves? Because we get into situations where we choose desperately, and we choose quickly. So when we speak of the mind, we talk of things like that, where what choices are you making and how are they if affecting your life? How are you using your mind? So, guys, life can just be very easy, actually. It's just about the choices that you make. If the choices you can make choices for you that make your life difficult for you, or you can make choices for yourself that make them easy for you. So, okay, so obviously that's the mind. I wanted us to remember how to use our minds to create positive things in our lives and to ensure that our mental health is in check, because we are in control of you are in control of you. I'm in control of me. um it's actually not up to anybody else. So if when ulahlile and you're like, if you're not doing your mantras of thank you that I've got a healthy body, your body's not going to know that it's healthy. So when sickness comes, bo corona or what come, they're gonna come straight at you because you haven't said thank you, I've got a healthy body. You haven't acknowledged that you've got a healthy body. So those of us who are saying, hey, thank you, yes, my body is healthy. Hey, thank you, my body is healthy, are the ones whose bodies are gonna remain healthy. So if you control your mind and you're just like, hey, thank you, yes, ish, I've got so much money coming in. Thank you. Hey, thanks for all this money. Yo, thank you for all these blessings. I was saying to my sister the other day, I was like, the universe is like if you had a child and the child is like, ah, auntie, thank you so much for this thing. Then you're just like, yo, hey, this child, what else can I do for you? Hey, sure, because you enjoy hearing thank you. We all enjoy hearing thank you. So does the universe. The universe loves it when you say thank you. So if you train your mind to be like, you, thank you so, so much that today is going to be so nice, the universe is going to be like, yo, how do I make, yo, today, how do I make it nice for, oh, my baby, yo, the universe wants to hook you up. Just learn how to talk with it. And all of that talk happens in your mind. So don't allow your the walkabouts that the subconscious mind is going on. You fetch it and you make sure Guti, all the time my thoughts are clean, my thoughts are pure, so that you are conscious. I'm telling you, Mwistos Pop guys, we create our own negative energy in our lives. I'm telling you this for real. I don't know how many times I've trended negatively and I know I was naughty and then it spilled over into my real life. So I'm telling you now, our thoughts manifest and the energy we put out manifest, and that's what's going to come out. So if you want nice things to come out for you as a woman, then I suggest that uh, you guys are disturbing me. Speak with confidence. What you say and think will happen. Absolutely. Absolutely. Control your mind. Just take charge. It is that time. We are that generation, as we are saying, we are the women we've been waiting for. So, how do we prepare ourselves to be those women? We've created the chaos. We've been like, yo, me too, yo, sue us all. What? Now, how do we, like, okay, now, universe, this is what I want, and I want it like this, and I'm gonna write it down, and you're gonna give it to me like this, like this, like this. You need to be direct with the universe to be like, when I saw and I saw, you paint the picture. So that's what we say when we say the mind. Like play with your mind, read more, open your mind. Make sure you have access to information. Another one of my tricks, I've got a lot of little spiritual tricks where I talk to the universe. One of my tricks is that I just go, oh, thank you so much for helping me connect the dots. Thank you for showing me all the people. Thank you. And then through Spop, the universe will be there to be showing up to show you. Then you just like, snap, that's all it took. So put it clearly and put it as gratitude. Um, that's what should be happening in your mind, clarity and gratitude. So that's the mind. Then we talk about spirit. So spirit, I just love how the creator just has created a life that is just about feeling good. So basically spirituality is about the things that make you feel good. And if it makes you feel good, then the universe is happy. The universe is here for your most highest experience and your highest happiness. Like, we were not brought here to suffer. The suffering is something we choose because we are good and bad, and our choices can be good and bad. But trust me, guys, there are people in the world who live lives that don't have suffering because they don't choose drama in their lives. So, okay, that's going to sound a little bit off if you are born in a position where, okay, but what I am saying is that we have got the agency in how we respond to how things play out in our lives. We know life is not fair. Like, you must know that now. If you're my little sisters and my little brothers watching now, it's it's the nature of the beast. So you just kind of maneuver yourself around that, because sometimes when it's not fair, that unfairness works in your favor. So we will maneuver around that. But basically, I wanted to go to spirit. The things that make us feel good are the things that connect us to God, Kamata, Mvelingangi, the universe. So with that good feeling, whatever it is, whatever that's giving you that good feeling. And I don't mean drugs and stuff like that, guys, because that's not that good feeling we're talking about. We're talking about that feeling of confidence and loving yourself and being sober. um, and loving yourself and being comfortable in your own skin, that is a spiritual state, you know. A lot of our addictions are created by a state of dis-ease and trying to run away. uh, However, when we are engaging spirit in a healthy manner, then that joyness and lightness is that feeling that you get, man, when things are going, that thing can you can feel that every day. You can feel that every day just by how you manipulate yourself, coming back to the mind. So you learn yourself, you learn what you like, you learn what kind of music you like, and you use that music. You wake up in the morning, you know exactly what songs to play to lift your vibrational energies. You learn how to, you learn which spaces give you a boost. Some of us, it's most of us, it's nature, because we are nature, obviously. So when we are in this toxic space of concrete and urban life and toxic energy, it does drain us. And it does, I'm trying to find it a comparison, like if at our purest self we are a dark deep shade of something, when we are in urban areas, that color diminishes, it pales away, it really does, energetically it pales away, which is why we have to keep going back into nature to recharge it again, so you can go back into your natural state. So find what it is for you that recharges you into your natural state, because that's when your superpowers are most working. And when I say your superpowers, I'm speaking about the gifts that you have, because we always undermine. I'm obviously hungry, guys. Sorry. We always undermine just the natural things we do. Some of us are good with people and completely undermine it, and some of us are good with doing hair. It's just little things, but these things are gifts. So when you learn how to work your gifts, those gifts can actually create a livelihood for you. You can monetize your gifts. So once you allow yourself to get into spaces that um charge your spiritual self, then you come into the world with more impact. I don't know if you guys have watched Kung Fu Panda, but they're at the end where you can do all these superpowers just by doing this, without even lifting your hand. You can really tap into your spiritual powers as a black girl if you listen more to the spirit conversations, the African spiritual conversations that you are seeing online. If you tap into that, you actually will tap into some of our sacred indigenous knowledge systems, where, man, you can just control your staff. you know, I'm not talking about snakes or anything scary like that, but I'm just saying that we as human beings do have supernatural powers that just happen. Even our intuition is a supernatural power. How many times has that funny feeling saved you from, so we remember that we are natural beings, and remember that we are in urban areas and human constructed realities, and yet we are still nature. So when I speak about our spirituality and harnessing our spirits, I'm like, guys, also use your magic to get around in this world, because it is ugly. And also, I don't mean to scare you, but the devil is also using their own magic, and the devil's children are also using their own magic. So you better be able to know yourself and to know how to use what your gifts are. And we all have gifts, and your other responsibility from today's lecture is to go sit down and be like, okay, what am I good at, and start harnessing that and spend more time by yourself. Remember, life is not a group project. It's about What did you come here to do? You better be able to explain that in your lifetime, and you better be able to sit with yourself for many hours at a time to be like, who am I? What do I like? What don't I like? And so these are some of the things that we have might have been overlooking in the past as women. Now we're in a generation where we can actually and be like, okay, what does it mean? What does this women's liberation mean for me? What do I want? You know, which business do I want to be the boss of? You know, where do I see myself in all of this? Last year we were speaking GVB, Sikala, what? Now we're like, hey, you know what? Okay, I've done the crying now. Now I'm busy fixing myself. So now we've talked about the mind, we've talked about we've talked about the spirit, Remember your journaling, guys, journaling and doing your shadow work. Shadow work is basically about going into memories and feelings that are uncomfortable for you, writing them down, processing them until you get to a point where, as Xindi, because a lot of our blockages are created by the fact that we don't unpack what we went through. So you'll get raped and then you'll think, oh, okay, I'll just move on, whatever. But you can't move on until you've actually unpacked, which, okay, I got raped. How do I feel about myself about that? Uh, what does it mean? Okay, what has happened as a result of what behavior of mine has changed because of this? What do I need to communicate to the world for them to be more empathetic towards me? You need to be able to answer these questions to all your traumas. That's what we're speaking about when we speak about spirit. We need to we need It's the healing work. It's the work where now when you are having to engage with a new boyfriend, you don't suddenly go off and then he's just like, what the fuck just happened, where how do we avoid things like that? That's what we're speaking when we're speaking about shadow work and working on our spirit. We spoke to them about our mind and how we can construct things and make things, but now we're speaking about spirit and how things make us feel and how we respond to the world. How do we control how we respond to the world? Because we know that if we can control our emotions, then we can control. These white things are so like you. I'm so sorry, guys. It's my spit. I need water. So, um, we've learned that if you can control your emotions, then you're in control. It's like how if you come from if somebody abused you in the past, the day you have power is the day that that memory doesn't trigger you anymore. It doesn't hurt you anymore. It's just like, oh yeah, Aisha, yes, that happened to me. Anyway, now I'm here, and so we're aiming to be those women. We're aiming to be the women who have stopped crying, who are now getting ready to put on our crowns, to be like, okay, you take president of this, you take vice president of this, you take leadership of this, you take deputy. So now we are at that point where, ladies, we now must delegate which of our female forces. And how we're going to get to that point again is now by first working on the inner stuff, so that when we get into the outside environment, into this toxic patriarchal system, we're strong enough to be like, yo, fam, I'm actually not mistaken. Uh, I said, get off the stage. It's my turn. It's my turn on the mic. So we've talked about journaling, meditation, hiking, music. Um, even another trick of mine. On YouTube, there are these frequencies that you can sleep to. They healing music to heal all pains, or to sleep to, or to relax to. If you sleep with those frequencies at night, oh my gosh, guys, your whole body relaxes. The thing about sleeping is that it's a healing process. So don't undermine sleeping. Don't undermine sleeping. That's when the body rests and everything resets itself. When we are awake, we're busy, man. We're like, oh, I need to do, oh, I need to, and we are busy. We are energy. But when we are asleep, that's when the body And Mudimu can be like, hey, finally, hey, Mutokuning, yes, that's so busy, man. And they can like fix our things. That's why when you are sick, you get ordered to rest, because rest, that's how the body recharges and starts healing itself, because we are self-healing, I guess, in our essence. We are created, the body is created to heal and maintain itself. So don't undermine healing. Our dreams, you should try keep a dream journal. They're very helpful. It helps you in deciphering what's happening in the real world. So your dreams will have messages that can help you along on this side, so that things sometimes are not so surprising, when you're connected with your dreams. But obviously, because we're so busy and we are urban children, we are not aware of the stuff, and we are not aware of our dreams, and we are just like existing. But once you tune into your dream world, that is where your ancestors are, and that's where they can speak to you. So when we speak of African spirituality, obviously we also speak of the dream world and the messages that you can get from the other side, so that you can use your magic. I swear, guys, this African magic stuff is real. So finally, the last thing is the body. Obviously, the body, guys. You need to understand that your body needs exercise. Your body needs exercise like it needs to poo every single morning, like it needs to drink water, like it needs to eat. Your body needs to move. Your body needs action. For it to be healthy and to look after you and for a long time, because that's the point. I get it. You want to be sustainable. You want to be a sustainable body, because that's why people like have like heart attacks, and they get all these body ailments the older they get, is because they were not exercising and making sure that the blood is moving the whole time, and it's nice, and we just always got to make sure that, ish, bama, sorry guys, we've always got to make sure that, and I actually do have water. We've got to make sure that we look after our bodies. Yes, and drinking water is one of those very, very important ways of looking after our bodies. I get it. We're talking about the women we want to be, the women we're creating, so that ding, 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 Gwali Pav. So those women look after their bodies. Um, the blood has to keep moving. Uh, Blockages, like we were talking about, how spiritual blockages will affect your relationships. Blockages in your body also will affect how the body relates to itself. So make sure that you are always, oh my word, you guys are starting to talk to me. I was gonna get into Q&A now. Okay, so I was just saying lastly that you must look after your bodies. Make sure that you're trying to clean, trying to do your house chores. Use your house chores as exercise. Try to walk, try to have sex, or masturbate. These things are very important for a very healthy human being and a woman who is fucking taking her power. So, those were the important things. Let me come through here to I'm always so bad at the comment section. Um, so now I'm gonna check out what you guys have been saying. Hi, Lifa. Uh, Yes, Nagani says, I also realized that it's hard to state what you love about yourself. You see, it's so easy for us to love other people, but when it's time to love ourselves, then we don't know how to quite do that. So I do also challenge you guys that you go write down at least 10 things um that you love about yourselves. From the session, please go write down 10 things. African Black Asa says, speak with confidence. What you say and think will happen. You see, guys, I did tell you, just go in there, go in there. We are those kind of women. We are the women that we are trying to create at the moment. So speak with confidence and say what you think. um Oh, okay. And again, African Black Associate says, sea waves and nature like trees give me control. Bonue says, hi, everybody. And she says, journaling. Guys, how do you keep the comments on the thing? It keeps fading every time. Hi everyone, journaling is a good way to start. And then one nitty that journaling helps lift off the weight and be fearless. African Black Asa also just released a single, guys. So go to her profile and check her out. Nakani says, I miss your SoundCloud conversations. They were my morning tea. Okay, maybe I should think about going back to that. Guys, it's because you guys, I need to find a way to guys to make you guys pay me money. Cause then I just get, I'm like, oh, I'm giving away all this free content. I'm gonna find a way to give you guys my bank details so you can help me stay alive. Um, Maz, I'm not even gonna ask what you're saying there in the comment section. You're gonna get me freaking blocked on YouTube. Aye, where nah. Ish, Miss Masimbuga says, hey Tiki, hey babe, hey babe. So I'm assuming there is nothing you guys want to talk about in terms of the dialogue today. I think we unpacked it all. Mm, I hope that there were some aha moments and that you can go out and be the kind of women that we need to be at the moment, the kind of women who are confident, who are taking up space, and who are just unapologetic about it and kind of feeling all sorts of wow about themselves. I've just released a track called Hey Black Girl. You can look out for it on all online platforms, and it is basically to celebrate us black girls specifically, um, and to just kind of remind us that we're special. So thank you so much for joining in today. We will see each other again for the Women's Day dialogue next year on the 9th of August 2022, if I'm still alive, and if so are you. God bless, guys. Good night.